Hello and welcome to Farming Simulator 19. I'm Andy and this is Let's Play on Buy a Real Farm, Jonsboda, or whatever you want to call it. So I started harvesting. Isn't it lovely? Just harvesting is fun. Get this going. So I filled up like how many trailers do I fill up? 4. 30,000 liters each. That means I have harvested 120,000 liters of 120,000 liters of wheat. I sold it off, all of it, because I don't have any silos, so I don't have any way to store it, so I just have to sell it. And I made like 25 grand. Whatever, about-ish. So that's pretty good. I harvested, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fields. I'm on number 7 now. I'm gonna harvest a few more fields today in the game. Not all of the fields are actually ready for harvest. Let's see, I have a GPS which I'm gonna use. So as I said, I haven't harvested a few fields. Not all of them are ready because I seeded during 2 days, if you remember that. So, and it was wet first. So I had to wait till pretty good part into the afternoon before I could start harvesting. Like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, 1:30 or something, before I could harvest. So it took a while. It did take a while before I could harvest. It's a traffic jam. Weird. So I talked about the logic of this before when it came to the Autosteer and GPS. So the idea is that I take the GPS out of the John Deere, put it in a combine when I need it. I have a thing, John Deere thing, which you in real life just basically hook up to the steering wheel, so it controls the steering wheel. It's pretty cool, and it's not too expensive. I found a few listings of that online, so I took that out of my bank account a while back. Bought it. That's pretty cool. Miss a bit here, maybe I'll miss a bit. Yes, I'll probably miss a bit there. It up. So it's not unrealistic to have a GPS in this or an Autosteer. You can fit them into any tractor or vehicle on a later on, using certain technologies, which is kind of cool actually. So I'm not like cheating completely here. You could have a GPS in an older combine. And if you have a lot of fields, you probably would want that. I don't know, that's big. I guess if you have a few fields like I do, then you probably won't need it, but at least not in the combine. It's like a stupid thing to buy. But we bought it, so that's where it is. What else I want to say? I didn't go for a square baler. I would have liked gone for a square baler, but the problem was that square balers, even used ones, were quite expensive actually. We didn't have money at that point to buy it, so I went for round baler. Round balers are good too; they work, which was much cheaper. Well, much cheaper, it was like $1,000 less or something for a used one. So I got a glass Roland sitting up on the farm there. I also bought a used trailer so I can transport the bales, so I don't have to spend money on transporting those. So when we're done with these fields, there will be a bit in the morning next day in the game before I can continue harvesting the other fields, where I'll do baling, and we'll see if I manage to bale it all and maybe even start transporting. I'm not sure about that, but at least we'll definitely be able to bale it up, I hope. So baling will be done, and then we'll sell them off. So I don't know, probably get quite a few bales out of these fields. It's quite long strings of straw. It's not the most amazing income, but it will be a bunch of bales anyway. So I'm trying to keep a little bit track of my income in the Excel document I have. So like here, so the wheat crops, and then I have bales, and then lumber will be the last one. I forgot to put the name there. So I'm trying to keep track of it. Some way, so we have a sort of an idea of how much money we made during the year on the farm. I worked during the summer at extra job, so I got an income from that. We probably during the season and a bit into the fall we won't be able to work extra jobs, so this will be my income, and it's sort of payday on the farm, so that's good. A bit. Yeah, of course I missed a bit. Oh, almost full. Let's go and empty this. It's a bit tricky to empty it because it's not very... Well, the header is quite wide, so it sort of sticks to things. You can drive too close because then you would hit the header on stuff. And oh, by the way, you might have noticed that this is actually not the header I had before. When I started this, I realized that the combine I was looking at in real life had a bigger header, so I just changed this. So I changed the model, so that's a new model in the download sections for this combine, which included a 7.6 meter header, which was the one I was actually looking at in real life, and paid in quotation marks for. Because the one in the model was quite narrow, it's like 4 meters, and the one I actually was looking at was 7.6 meters, so I realized the model didn't match the real life combine I was looking at. So now I'm selling all of these off. I mean, there could be other ways of storing it. I know our local farmer here usually stores in not grain bins, in what's the word I'm looking for? Containers. So he puts out some big containers around the farm field, and then you sort of empty the grain into it. I don't know how he stores it later on, or it just brings it over to sell it at once or something, but he uses containers. Which is that's one way of doing it, I guess. I guess it works. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't use it, or she. This is still that traffic jam. It's like a really odd place. It's like no one wants to move. So they're just standing there. Oddly. Just standing. Oh well. This is a nice model. I like the interior. It's nice. I think this is a reskin of the TX60, TX90, TX, other one, New Holland one in the game. But it works. It's nice. It looks like a Deutz Fahr, so it looks like a Deutz Fahr Topliner. Pretty, not exactly, but pretty okay model wise, so we're sticking with it. Also nice to have a good model to drive around with. So the fields I have here are harvested. I have harvested these fields, so on the farm, 11, 4, 3, and this one which I plowed. I'm doing this one. I need to do 5, 7, and 8 also today, so these 3 fields are left. I'll leave this one because this one will be ready tomorrow in the game, so I can harvest all of that then. It shouldn't be old by that, and then I have these left for tomorrow. Or I might even harvest that little bit, by the way. I don't know. We'll see at what time it is. Since we're there now, so we might as well do that part of the field. It shouldn't go bad though. During the time it takes for me to for the rest of it to grow. I don't know if this point I'll think about what to do. I was like thinking if the actual yields of the field were realistic, but I was listening to this YouTube thing yesterday, where a Swedish YouTube channel about cars actually, but was about the tractors and was about the combine. So they were interviewing a farmer about his combine and going through it and everything. And he said he had a pretty big combine that was about, let's see, it could hold 11,000 liters in the grain, in the storage grain area, grain bin, grain part. I don't know what it's called. 11,000 liters, and he said that during harvest it takes 10 minutes to fill it up. So it's like, okay, so I guess these things are probably pretty realistically wise, because that's about the time it takes for me to fill this one up. This is slightly less, but he had a bigger header on his one. About, well, not double, but about 3-4 meters more than this. So I'm thinking this probably is pretty realistic wise when it comes to capacity, and well, capacity is definitely realistically, but it also quite realistic when it comes to time it fills up. And my logic there is that if it's realistic capacity wise and the time it fills up, then it's probably realistic yield wise from the field. So we'll probably get this much wheat off this field in real life too. So I'm thinking it's probably quite realistic, my approach here. And the price wise is at least German prices, so since it's a German model, but I think they're pretty much okay, the same as in Sweden. They're not too, since wheat and everything, all of those crops are actually, I mean, that's an international market, so I'm thinking the prices in Sweden is probably pretty close to the prices in Germany when it comes to grain and stuff. The lumber and stuff is probably different because here we have so much forest in Sweden. So I'm guessing if I'm thinking that we have a lot more lumber here, forest in Sweden, which will bring down the price, basically. So I think the price of lumber is a lot less, but it's less here than in some other countries. Even though that is definitely an international market too, but you know, everyone grows wheat. Not everyone can grow tree. Over here. So it's gonna be a lot of harvesting in the next few hours. I played 54 hours total on this map, which is kind of cool, I think. It's a couple of days just playing. So about more than 2 days. Well, 2 and 4 hours or something. No, 2 and 6 hours? 8 hours, 2 hours. I can't calculate in my head currently. But I played quite a lot of hours on this map, to say the least. It's a cool map. I like this. I stumbled across a Swedish YouTuber yesterday. I was like, oh, he's playing the same map. He started like a few days ago. I played a few more days than he does. He has done. I see like, oh, someone else is playing this map. Oh, it's just interesting. I missed that. Misjudged that one. So one of the interesting things about that YouTube clip I saw yesterday about the farmer and his combine was that he has had modded it. Well, he pretty much mod everything or rebuilds a lot of stuff he gets. But the thing he did with one of them was that with the combine was that he changed the steering wheel axle somewhat, so it can actually and he also changed the header somewhat, so he can actually turn around. So he doesn't need to back up when he's in the field. He was like all about efficiency. Like, oh, okay, if I do this and this and this, and I can run the tractor faster. I can run the tractor faster between farms I'm harvesting at, or doing things at. And one of the things he did to combine was he changed the header, so those little pointy things at the end there, he removed them because they had tendency to run into things. They were a limiting factor when it came to turning, so he removed them and had another thing there. And also he changed the steering with the wheel axle. Whoop. Not drive too far into there. Don't want to destroy the crops. Paid a lot of money to get it. So. But anyway, so it's doing what he could turn around without backing up at the end. So I had a really small turning radius, which was kind of cool. Kind of interesting to see how he thought about it. I guess if he harvested a lot, well, it wasn't the amount of harvest he did that was the problem. It was the time he had to do it, because he was quite a bit further north up than I am, where I live and where this farm is located. So he had, what did he say? He had like 11 days last year, or the year before, when this was recorded, when he could harvest. And during those days it wasn't many minutes a day, so he had to be really efficient. But then again, if you're a combine that can harvest, I think he was talking about 6 or 7 hectares an hour or something, or was it more even? It was a lot of hours. No, sorry, a lot of hectares per hour. It was quite fast. It had a really big header. It also what else? I forgot what I was going to say. It was cool, interesting. It was all in Swedish, so probably no point of. If anyone is from Sweden and want to listen to it, it was from a YouTuber called Motorbloggen of Sweden or something. Motorblog of Sweden or something like that, I think. And you search for it and search for farmer Lantbrukare Erik Lantbrukare, and you found it. Those 2 episodes, one with a tractor and one with a combine. Very interesting. Oh well, I'm thinking I'm gonna stop recording there. This doesn't get more exciting than this. But this is exciting too. I guess it's like a payday, so payday is good on the farm. I definitely can't turn around on a dime. I really need to back up at least once every turn, which I guess reduces if you have a ton of land you need to do this, and every time you need to turn around then you loses time. So I guess efficiency, it's good to have a combine that just turns around. Oh well, I'm going to stop there. I'm Andy. Thank you for watching Real Biofarm on Farming Simulator 19 on Jonsboda Gård, on Jonsboda map. Links are in the description as always. If you like this channel, please subscribe. If you like this episode, please hit the like button, leave a comment or share. And have a great day, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.